Welcome back to the Vintage Firearm series. In today's episode, we're going to be bringing you something that we have yet to bring you on this channel, and that's a 10 gauge. This is a Goose gun, pretty heavy duty. In fact, I picked this up at a gun show some time ago, and I've been looking for ammo for it. And I went into my local FFL recently. I have a great rapport with them, and they went out of their way to get me some 10 gauge, 5-shot turkey loads. Those are powerful stuff, I'll tell you that right now. First of all, they're 3.5 inch, and that's heavy duty. Now, I've shot a bit of turkey loads in my day. I like them. Mostly they're 12 gauge, 3 inch, 2 3/4. But this is going to be different. That's why the jacket. I don't know. It'll give me a little something extra for protection. Let's talk about the gun here for a minute. This gun, I don't know if it's ever been fired. I will say this: it's not been fired much. So that's the thing. If it hasn't been fired much, it's on my, I always give it a second look no matter what it is. But this is a well-known brand. This is a Stevens, and it's called a 24, it looks like 78. I looked it up before. It was only made from 1978 to 85, so a total of 7 years. And it's like for Goose or something like that. You know, it's for reaching way up and getting something. And so it'll take smaller rounds in length, but up to 3.5, which is what we've got. Savage Arms, Westfield, Mass, USA. So there's probably no way of determining the exact year, but if you can come within 7, sometimes that's not bad. Now, this thing is tall. I believe this thing is like 36 inches. I'm looking for my tape measure. But this is really tall. It's sitting on the floor here, and I've got like a kind of a high stool. So, and when I say 36, I'm talking about the barrel. I'm not talking about the stock or the receiver or anything like that. Okay, so it's pretty heavy duty. The way it works is kind of simple. Let me put the shells in my pocket so they don't fall on the floor. You've got a release right up here in the very front, a little unusual. And you just press that and you can open her up. She is gigantic. Everything looks to be 100% original. And looking through, there is no evidence that it's been fired ever, but I'm sure it's been test fired at the very least, and probably a few times beyond that. You know, sometimes people get a shotgun, even a 12 gauge, and they fire it a few times, and, you know, they say, oh man, that kicks, you know, especially you got to hold it tight against your shoulder when you've got something like this. You can be assured that when I fire this, I will be holding it very tight against my shoulder. And so what are we going to shoot today? I think that would be kind of interesting to talk about. Now, the other day, I had that police shotgun that held 7+1. And I was shooting birdshot through it, but I was shooting at a paver. It's about like, I don't know, yay thick. And by a foot by foot. It took 6 shots, if memory serves me well, to go ahead and break through that paver at approximately 40-50 feet. So now, how many shots will it take? 1? 6? How many shots will it take to break through the same type of paver, the leftover from a job we had, so at the same distance with this gun? I don't know, but I'm ready to find out. The first thing I want to do is to go weigh this monster and to go weigh it against a single shot 12 gauge, okay? And that's what we're going to do next. Let's go. Okay, so here we are outside. We've got our weighing machine. Now, before anybody thinks we're not comparing apples to apples and things like that, These are the basic same style, simple guns, these single shots that I've been going through lately. And like I say, I have a hobby of collecting these. And these are, as you can see, in principle, they are the same type, almost exactly. Like I say, the design's been around since the 1800s. So, like I say, there's not even usually any copyright insignias on them or anything. Sometimes there could be something small. Okay, so here we go with our 12 gauge to give you an idea of what that is like. This would be, let's check it out, see what. Okay, this is a 3-inch, so it's 12 gauge, 3-inch. It's pretty much, I mean, it's not 3.5, but other than that, what we have here is just under 5.5 pounds. Okay, so right there. Okay, so now, if this is 5.5 pounds, what is our 10 gauge? Because, you know, it sounds kind of close. I was telling a friend the other day, and he says, well, 10 gauge, that isn't that much bigger. No, I think it is. It doesn't actually even want to sit here quite right. I'll get it. There we go, I think. More or less. Okay, it is over 8.5 pounds. 8 pounds, 9 ounces. So that's a heavy gun. So from 5.5 to 8 pounds, 9 ounces. So it's over 3 pounds more, or over 50% of the weight additional of a 12 gauge. Okay, that's a killer gun. I mean, that really is. It's a heavy, heavy duty gun. That's probably why nobody shot it. So now that we know all of this, let's go out and shoot it. That's why I'm wearing the heavy jacket. It'll help a little bit. It's probably going to hurt some. But we'll find out. So in any case, let me get my headphones on and I'll be all set, and we'll go out and give it heck, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Bye-bye for now. See you on the shooting range, sort of. Okay, so here we are. There's our paver down there, as it was for the police shotgun that we shot the 8 shots through it to pulverize that paver. So here we have our 2 guns. One is just there to show you a size comparison. That's the 12 gauge again that we just showed you on the weigh-in. Look at the differences in the size, in girth, and everything. So let's go ahead. My friends, we're all saying I should be nervous to shoot this. I don't know. In a way I am, and in a way I am not. Maybe I should be more than I am. Let me, okay, if somebody wants to say something in the comments, or whether or not they'd be nervous, or their experience with a 10 gauge, have they ever shot a 10 gauge, 3.5 inch, I said 5 shot, that's pretty heavy duty. So when you get up into a 3.5 inches heavy duty, otherwise it would be, if you're at 2 3/4, it'd be nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna aim as much as I know, never fired this before. I'm gonna look at it again. I believe it says 2 7/8 and 3.5 inch. Model 4778. It does have a serial number on it, but it would because it was from 78 to 85. Savage Arms, Westfield, Mass, USA, 10 gauge. I don't see anything else on it. You know, I need to measure this. I think I have at some point. It might be close to full choke. It's got some designation on it. Well, anyways, we are ready. Let's go. Hold it tight against my shoulder. There you go. One shot blew that thing totally away. versus the 12 gauge with the 8 shot in it. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go set it up again. By the way, it didn't kick that bad. I'm glad I got this on, but because it probably would have felt it a little bit more. Yeah, by the way, it looks like it was shooting a little bit high. So we're gonna look at that. And that's smokeless. I'm gonna save these because I'm definitely gonna reload these, but I'll have to get some kind of an arrangement for a 10 gauge. Okay, now because we're shooting a little on the high side, that's because, you know, it's for this gun, this is a close distance. Oh man, it's kind of long. If you sawed this off to 20-inch, it'd be one scary home protection gun. I'll tell you that right now. Destroyed it. Destroyed it. Let me go down and check it out again. I don't think there's much left of it. No, it's not kicking bad. I'm actually surprised. I think I've got some that's like buckshot or something. 10 gauge floating around. I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, we should try that. See if I can mess up my shoulder. Okay, here we go again. There's a piece of something that went flying here. It almost felt like it was in slow motion. I'm gonna go get it. Okay, look what it was. Okay, that got deformed when it hit, huh? It's pretty tough looking too. I think I was overcompensating and aiming low. So we're gonna try it differently now. Believe it or not, I've got an ant doing you a favor. If you walked inside, boy, you'd be having a bad day. Okay, so now I'm going to aim it just for the kicks of it. I'm going to aim it at the, last time I hit it and all, it was just in the bottom. And you know, if it wasn't supported in the back, it would really block up, but it would be particularly supported. I put a big old hole in that piece of wood where it was right there as well. So here we go. Oh my gosh. It just turned into cement dust. That's all it was. So there's 4 shots. If you want to see what a 12 gauge with 8 shot would do, you can go on back a few episodes and you'll see that under the police gun. It's a Remington 870 police gun. I forget how I labeled it. So let's go back inside and we'll talk a little bit about it. Okay, we're back inside now, and that wasn't bad at all. I mean, I was thinking, I was all prepared with the jacket and everything and thinking it might be tough, but to be honest with you, nothing at all. Not significant enough to worry about. Some people, if they weren't used to shooting a shotgun every day, they might be bothered by it. So then you should definitely use a few extra precautions. And there's a big difference between shooting 4 like I did and shooting 50. So you kind of have to weigh that out too. Let's go ahead and clean it up. I did check it out a minute ago and I was shocked by how clean it was. So we're going to go ahead and just do a simple little cleaning job. I don't have a 10 gauge, so we're going to have to make do with the 12 again. The 12 works for everything. Well, it doesn't really, but you know, where's the old saying goes? If all you have are nails, everything is a hammer. I think it's something like that. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems to be what it is. So in any case, this is what I have. I don't feel like having 50 of these things. I have like 3 or 4, but you can't get them for every size. It just isn't worth it. Unless you shot something particular all the time. Actually, this ain't bad. I wonder if you can wash these things. I've never done that. This one's getting about the point where it needs to be replaced, but maybe it could be washed. I don't know the answer to that. Oh, we were gonna measure the choke on this because I don't think it says anywhere on it, but you know, because of the type of gun it is, I do think it's gonna be close to full choke. Okay, so here we have 10 gauge. We'll flip it around. Let's get the right one. 10 gauge is at the top. Let's see what we got. I'm a little surprised it's modified according to this, but then, like I say, somebody else could call it something else, but that's what I would call it. I'd call it a modified choke. It certainly worked well at the distance I was shooting it at. You know, it's getting in about like that. But in any case, this is a pretty cool gun. I think there's some others that I'm going to be wanting to do real quick and uploading and showing what you can expect from different bores, gauges, things of that nature at certain distances. So we might do a series of guns where each one we go ahead and try it. Now the problem is, of course, is what do we try it on? I don't really want to use my target. I could, because at a certain distance it wouldn't matter because you just shoot through the middle and there'd be no wood behind it anyways. But the problem is then it wouldn't show the devastation. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try a paver again. We'll go back to one of our pavers, and then we'll start off with something light on it, like, you know, like the 410, then the 28, and then on the same one, and we'll just show it progress. But then at a certain point, like maybe 16 or so, we'll switch on over. Maybe we'll let the 16 be in the first one, and then the 12 and the 10. Because the 10 will probably break it up. Depends on how it's supported in the back. If it's supported on each side, it'll definitely break it. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this. I have. It's been kind of like a holler for me. So it's kind of really cool. I really appreciate this. I didn't check out the boy yet, did I? Or did I? My gosh, this looks clean as could be. And why wouldn't it, right? Because that 12 did fit kind of tight. They just make them for more than what they say they do. So in any case, this has been quite a thing. I've enjoyed this gun. I enjoyed, have a good rapport with your FFLs. It's very, very important. Go in there, you know, chat with them. You know, if they sell used guns, go and look at them. If you're going to buy a used gun, buy it off your local guy. If you're going to buy a new one, buy it off your local guy. Yeah, you can buy it online and you can save money. But the next time you need to hand, maybe it's some strange ammo or something, that guy in line doesn't know you. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't think about you. When you buy it off the local guy, and when you walk in, you know everybody's name and they know yours, and they will treat you fairly. When I go into my favorite FFL, they are very, very nice to me, and I'm very thankful for that, and it means a lot to me. And but you know, I buy a lot of guns off them, and they give me fantastic deals on them too. So it's a two-way street. If you find an FFL that you have a rapport with, you can do so much more. You can just, I mean, they call me when they have a gun, you know, that is interesting, that they think I might like. They know what I like in principle, and sometimes I don't know, so sometimes I go look at it. They're talking about buying a collection that is like, I don't even remember, it's like 15 or 30 guns, and they're going to give me a shot at it when they come in, and they've always been good before, so I know they'll be good this time. It's building a rapport. Be friends with your local FFL. You treat them right, they'll treat you right. And if not, then you find one that will. I mean, that's just that simple. You don't, I mean, there are a dozen FFLs around in my community, and but there's one that I'm really, really fond of, and they seem to me like me well enough. So thank you so very much. I will see you on the next episode. I have no idea. Could be that one where we shoot all the different bores and gauges. I have no idea. But we're going to have a good time, hopefully that time as well. I had a great time. I hope you did. Let me know about your experience with 10 gauges. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.